Hello, yeah, why not?
Oh, we are not live, Mininda. I don't think we are live.
Oh, he should say no. Well, what is going on?
Yes, I think we are live now. Yes. Yes.
No. Yes, please go ahead.
Are we live now?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, so let's start. Okay. A very good evening to one and all present in the webinar today. We are back with yet another intriguing session on animal welfare from the team of Anajori. On behalf of Team Anajori, I, Ankita Roy, would like to welcome you all on our Friday talk with an eminent speaker from the field of animal welfare who has made a mark in this respective genre of work. For those viewers who are new to our platform, Anajori is a non-profit organization founded by Milind Datta in 2017. The objective of this platform is to engage, connect, encourage, and promote various initiatives of different kinds of those are striving for social change, which also hones leadership skills and building entrepreneurship in Assam and other northeastern states. For the past few months, we have been trying to engage in various missions through a virtual platform of Anajori, where we invite individuals of high appellation, where we talk about various types of journey in their life and also of achievements and success in their particular endeavors so that we can make believe that nothing is impossible if we persevere till the end. And today we have with us Dr. Shashanka Shekhar Datta, who is a veterinarian by profession and an entrepreneur by occupation, hailing from the northeast region of India. Since the very beginning of his career, Dr. Datta is actively engaged with the social development sector and has been contributing to the sphere of the welfare of animals as well as mankind to a great extent. I welcome Dr. Shashanka Shekhar Datta on today's talk show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ankita. And good evening, everyone. Good evening, Milind. And I see Rajashree is there and whoever is watching in Facebook. Am I audible, clear? That's great. So,
Yes.
yeah, please.
So, sir, welcome to today's talk show. We are privileged to have you on our talk show today. And I would like to begin with asking you, where did the idea of just JBF begin? How did it emerge? How did it start? Can you please tell us about it?
Yeah, Ankita, it's now a quite old story, I should say. In 2003, at that time I was quite young, and I got a post from a person from Scotland, he was Johnny Crowger. So he posted that he needs a veterinarian to look after the cattle, the roaming cattle in Delhi. So I was a bit free. With a fall, or it is an unsuccessful entrepreneurship program. So I thought that okay, there's a need of change and all. So I joined Johnny in 2003 in the month of May, April or May, and started the organization there in Delhi. So that's how the JBF existence came to the field in 2003. That time we used to walk into the fields looking at the cows in the Delhi streets, because till now there are a lot of cows in the streets. And we started the walk in one place called Kotla Mubarakpur. That was actually this just opposite to Defense Colony, which is a very posh colony, and just into the opposite there is a place which is like gullies and all these vegetable markets, which it's like a chaos everywhere. So and there is a nala drainage was there. So that time I started treating the cows, and one day I followed a cow. That what happens to these cows when they goes into the streets. So that till that moment, JBF was only JBF without any abbreviation, means full form of that JBF. So after starting that to follow that cow, I have seen that a lot of people means was acting on that cow like different ways. Somebody was throwing some stones, somebody was throwing some hot water, somebody was beating with the lathis because this cow was going for the vegetable markets and trying to take the vegetables from the vendors. So after coming and discussing with my wife, she's also a veterinarian and she actually is the backbone in this. I thought that what should be the full form of JBF? That time only one thing came to our mind, that at least if we can be friendly, because B was there, F was there, so be friendly. So only one word was missing. And that we put as JBF as just be friendly. That was a request because I can't expect, and I never expect that everybody will be kind to everybody if we can't think of the people and the other mother nature or everything. So for a cow or for an animal, I don't think we will be quite, means we can expect a society or expect a place art with friendly show. So that was the starting. So that started the just be friendly in which we in short call it JBF. That is actually a request. If you can't do anything, at least be friendly to whatever it is the creature. It's a human being or an animal, dog or cat or whatever. So that's the story, Ankita.
Right. Sir, on this note, I can see a very beautiful Buddha portrait just behind your back. And that reminds me of how Buddha was compassionate and empathetic towards each and every living creature. And when we talk about Just Be Friendly, the initiative that you started, how far have you been able to, or how far have been the effort to kind of build that coexistence, that harmonious relationship between animals and human beings have been successful so far, or how have you been kind of able to move ahead with your motive as of now?
Yeah, Ankita, it's very tough because there is nothing to measure. We can measure the liquid in liter and some solid in kgs, but to the extent means how this coexistence, it's I don't think I have any measure. But the thing is, like, there are some instances, like
About those instances, sir.
That's I'm saying. When we see that, okay, let's start with this cow things. So when I started the organization in 2003, that time in Kotla Mubarakpur, there are thousands of cattle roaming in with diseases in horns and hooves, because they used to walk for a long time, and Delhi heat. Now Delhi's weather is quite different, and in 2003 it was quite different. So when we started the things, then it's like, oh, every time I used to feel like, oh, everybody is against the cows. But that was that is because either the cow is carrying a wound or cow is doing some stealing type of things and all. So the people used to think like, oh no, these cows are like enemy or maniac or something like that. But when we started treating the cows, when they started seeing that, oh, you come here and you do the bandage and all, you put some injections, and after a few days the cows are quite healthy. So they feel started like, oh, we can coexist with these cows, except if you don't steal my vegetables or something other things, or you don't disturb me. So that was one story for the coexistence. With the same with the after actually there is a huge journey. Probably we can tell about the journey in coming time. In when we started in Guwahati with the dogs, there was nothing. Nobody knows about the birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccinations. So people think that all dogs are means like they have rabies. They will bite and we will die. So that's the common people's mentality. But which was wrong, and what we can do, we can tell people, but it's very difficult to change the mindset of an adult. It's you can't change very easily. We started doing the birth control surgeries and started putting one V-shaped mark in ear after surgery and anti-rabies vaccination. Then we started telling the people that, okay, this is the say if you see a dog with a V-shaped mark, that means it is already operated. It is not going to help in reproduction, or they are not going to give birth to the puppies. And it is already vaccinated. And people started thinking, oh, then nothing is going to happen. Means we are not going to die of rabies if this dog also bites. So that positivity comes after that bite. So these are the things, and there are a lot of things to do, lots to do, and it's not practically possible to cover everything. It's just we are a very small organization. I'm a very small creature in this universe, so it's practically not for me, not possible for me to do everything. But yeah, there are some changes, some positive things, some negatives. Everything is a part of life.
Right, sir. Just as you said that you are a very small part of the planet Earth, that you are a very small creature in this universe. But then the work that you have started, the great initiative that you have undertaken is in itself a very good example, an exceptional example of how can one person bring about a change in the mindset of the people. Very grateful for that, sir. Here I would like to ask you, there have been many initiatives or many projects since your organization has started around in 2003. So would you like to talk about those initiatives or projects that have been undergoing or you have undertaken elaborately on those very particular projects, sir?
Yeah, Ankita, the thing is like, as I stated it, we started the organization in 2003. That was in Delhi. So I went to Delhi from Guwahati, and the person with whom I started, he came from Scotland. So we don't know each other. We met in Delhi and started, okay, let's do something. So that was the starting. So first project was, like, we call it mobile cattle clinic, because it's in Delhi, or it's very difficult to start something in like center or something like that one. And these cows, you can't take them to the shelter or center. So what we've planned, that we'll treat the cows on the spot. It is in the road, it is in some owner's place, or wherever it is. If the cow is suffering from any disease, and they are in need of veterinary care, so we'll treat them and on the spot. So I started the concept of mobile cattle clinic. So as I told you a few moments back, there are a lot of gullies, small roads here and around. So even I forget about ambulance service and all. I used to walk, and my team, they used to come with me with the cycles. We used to carry medicines and all those to the cycles, or in the cycle itself. So that was the starting, and then there was a big drain, nala in Hindi. So a lot of animals actually stays in that nala, because these municipality corporations, they come and pick up the animals from the road. So majority of those people keep tying these animals in the nala itself, in the bank of the nala, rather it will say. It's covers with the filthy, things that is means in a drain, you can imagine it in Delhi. So when we started walking there, and that was the first concept and mobile cattle clinic. And but as I tell everybody, when I reached Delhi and started buying some stationaries, I bought a dark file, that's file in blue color, still I remember, and put an adhesive tape and wrote one word, the dream project, nothing else, nothing inside the file. So my aim was that I'll be in Delhi for some time. Actually, I'm not going to stay here. This is not my place of work, but I'm here to work only. So every time I want to come back to my own place. I was born and brought up in Assam. I was studied here, so I have to give back something to the society. So that was my aim. So that dream project was, I don't know what is dream, even I don't, but I'll come back. So in 2007, that in another 4 years, we discussed the things, and okay, thought that, okay, let's start something in Guwahati. So we started a project called Mobile Animal Clinic, with the same concept of cattle clinic in Delhi, that in Kotla, Mubarakpur and nearby areas. So we thought that, okay, let's start at least mobile animal clinic in it. But it was quite tough actually in Guwahati. Guwahati was a very big city, and cattle population, in state cattle population was quite few compared to Delhi. So our more concern was that time to the dogs. and catching dogs and treating them in the streets with even with the trained people was it's very difficult task. So we started an animal relief center. That time we used to call it as an animal relief center. That's in Sarve area, in Beltola area in 2007, last part of the 2007. So we started taking the rescue cases, and within 1 week, my whole center was filled. Then I thought that no, it is not going to do anything, because if I go on treating these rescue dogs, then I will be nowhere, and how many dogs I can reach. So that was the turning point for JBF, that we'll work on something concrete. That's the Humane Dog Population Management Program, which we call as Rabies Control Program. But that needs a lot of money. So municipal corporation, till that moment, Guwahati Municipal Corporation never heard of ABC project even. So how can I expect that some money will come from? But I did a lot of meetings, tried to convince them, and finally started a pilot project with 40 dogs per month. It's like what we do daily in general time nowadays. That was the monthly target was there. So my thing was that let them know what it is, how it will happen, how it goes on. And even I don't know, have much idea that I will get the workers or not. That is a major problem in Assam and other parts of the Northeast. So that was Animal Relief Center, and then a pilot project with the Rabies Control Program, that is birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccination. So that was, then we come up with a MOU with municipal corporation, but being a government agency, there are a lot of hurdles, and we all know about how these things happen, at least in 2007, 8. Now also that's not nearly same, but yeah, there was some differences has come, I should say. So that's the starting of a rabies control program, and we started taking rescue cases on the spot. And if somebody asks for some help, we started doing that one. In one part, we used to keep some rescued animals. So the rescue part was going on. Then restricted to only accidental injuries, because it's very difficult, and a lot of people came in Guwahati who take care of the dogs mostly. So am I very lengthy, or should I go on briefings short, or it's fine? Time constraint, anything, because I can go on talking. You have to just stop me.
DFTO is not a problem. Please talk to us elaborately about things.
Okay, why I'm saying that is also another way. How the journey actually started, and I don't want another person to repeat what mistakes I have made. So that's my reason why I'm going a bit elaborate, as you said. Anyway, so first rescue, then pilot project with the ABC-ARV, then only accidental rescues, not even the normal rescues, because it's practically impossible to cover up financially. Still in majority of the Indian states, we like to donate into a temple or a girja or a masjid rather than paying it for. So charity concept is very, 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 very poor in this, at least for Assam, I can boldly say it's very. So the rescue was only for the accidental rescue stage. Then the municipality was convinced with our approach, and they started that okay, go ahead with at least few dogs. But after that, some problem came. Actually, crab nursery is there with all us, even being an Assamese again. That crabbing was done, and so there were some problems, this and that. But again, I convinced them that okay, this is the only solution, but to the extent possible, we have to do this one. So GMC has started the things, and it was on and off. In between, there was for 4 years they were not doing anything; they are not paying. So there is. But now, since 2018 March, they are a bit good with the payments, and they at least help with it. Although this money what they give is very small amount compared to what a private clinic or what actually we spend, because that's why we need some donations and all. But at least they are regular till now, till March we have the contract, and let's see how it goes after March. In between, actually in Jorhat also, that was a opposite story. Jorhat Municipality Board, that time chairman called me that we need you here and we want to do some birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccinations there. And that is in opposite, I am saying, because I have to approach municipalities, but that time Jorhat was calling me for this. So that's a cultural capital. I thought, oh, that's something good is going to happen. And that was good also. The municipality has collaborated with the district administration. Then they have taken one place that was a broken. It was a quarter actually from veterinary department. Finally, they built a place which we started with the project that's birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccination in Jorhat also. But unfortunately, because of some few government officials monopoly, or I don't know, they have some jealousy or something like that, they did not allow that project to continue for a long time. I can openly blame them. Actually, I don't mind at all blaming them in this field. But so the Jorhat project was hardly for 2 years. Then we have to stop that project because there is no positive vibes from those people. And by that time, actually, board also changed because this is a political board. And the next board, unfortunately, after many time approach, also they didn't even never bothered to do anything for this birth control surgeries. Whenever they give me a call or they ask me when they have some trouble, in between there was some news about street dog attacking some children, or in a hospital there is some infant fetus was in the mouth of some street dogs. That time they call, oh, we need your help. And recently when this Narendra Modi was in, the Prime Minister was in Sibsagar, because airport was, he was supposed to land in Jorhat. So that time they remembered JBA for me that, oh, we need your help. But that was only 2 days back. I said that it's practically impossible. So this is the actual condition of the whole system. Anyway, that's the ground reality. I should tell openly so that people know what they can suffer when they approach some government things and all. So, but during this Jorhat time, actually, we did a big project called Mission Rabies. That was a project of Worldwide Veterinary Services that was led by Dr. Luke Campbell. So that in 2013, they have a plan of vaccinating 50,000 dogs in 1 month in all over India. And that time I was attending a conference in Greece, and for the whole night I have to convince Luke that there is a place called Guwahati, Assam in Indian map. And he was a fantastic guy. Next day morning said, Shashank, I'm going to your place and we'll do the final concluding dinner in your place. That was his mention. So this is the difference between there is a difference between, you can understand what I'm trying to say. So Mission Rabies was like a challenge for us, both of us, my wife and me, because that time our second daughter was only few months old, even not in years. So we made that happen. In 10.5 days, we vaccinate 5,430 something numbers of animals in Guwahati. There is 4 teams with 8 animal catchers, 2 veterinarians, 2 foreign volunteers, 1 veterinarian and 1 epidemiologist, then the driver and backbone. In the morning, 2 o'clock, we used to go to the hotel, pick up the things. By 3:40, 3 or 4, they goes to the field, and we used to come for the change and all that. So that was a huge things, and that was a big achievement, I should say. That also because of some politics from our own field, I could not continue that one. Even you will not believe that truck, that time it was a 3 crore rupees. That truck, Mercedes-Benz truck, was in Guwahati for the first time. That truck actually is a teaching tool. They have a plan for training of veterinarians for birth control surgeries and anti-rabies, birth control surgeries. The truck came from UK, that went to Coimbatore. From Coimbatore, they came to Assam. But before that also there are some hurdles, like I should tell that what actually the mainland Indian people sometimes think. Sometimes I'm saying because there are some changes, definitely. somebody told the driver and the logistic manager that if you enter into the Assam, you will be killed and your truck will be taken away. So that was the person I got from them. Fortunately, now DGP Bhaskar Jyoti Mahanta is like my brother. At that time, he was a DGP in police. I said that Bhaskar, what to do? This is the way. You probably have seen, he is a very soft-spoken and police person. He said, Ahibole Desun. I said that no, Ahibole De, you will say, but if something happens, I need a return from you. So he wrote a letter and something in the police system they did. When the truck reached the Siliguri, they said that, we reached Siliguri, but police people asked us to wait for the whole night in the police station. I said, okay, there is some plan probably. Next day morning, with a pilot car, the truck was on the way to Guwahati, and in Jalukbari, they have handed over to me, said that this is your thing, sir has told, so we have handed over, now it's your product. When I met the driver, he was saying, sir, for you only, it's feel like I am a minister today. Some pilot car was in front of me. I have never in my life. So why I am telling, these are the difficulties in small part, although so Mission Rabies was a big success, I should say, but we could not continue because of some politics, because this project was then coming back, I'm briefing everyone, people will be get bored. So we have some other projects also, like we called it Ador. In Assamese, it's Ador is like, as in Assamese, Ador is the compassion actually. So a few moments back also I told you, it's very difficult to change the behavior of an adult, but it's quite easy to change the behavior of children. So our approach is with the children. We go to the schools, we create some awareness campaigns and all. We create some clubs also in some schools and all. So the main aim is that so that they can go and tell their mom, dad, or uncle, aunties about this one, and they will be changed. So that Adar is a educational project, awareness program from JBF side. Then disaster relief. Since 2012, we are doing post-disaster support for the animals. I'm not saying disaster support because we don't go for the rescue operations. We don't have that much of capacity and capability. So we go post when this TV cameras and everything comes back, then we enter to the villages. And we'll be happy to know in 2012, actually for the first time in Assam's history, 2 pure animal welfare organization, international animal welfare organizations worked in Assam that time in 2012, and for the first time, and we were a part of that collaboration. And still we are continuing. In last 2 or 3 years back, even we did around 12,000 vaccinations in Majuli, with 30 people from there. So there are still this still going on post-disaster. We concentrate mostly on the Kaziranga's 5 villages, that fringe area villages. For last 3-4 years, we are doing vaccination, and not vaccination now because vaccination is given by government. So we do post-flood disease treatments and malnutrition things and all. So I told about the rabies control, I told you about the rescue, I told you about the Mission Rabies, I told you about our Ador project, then disaster things. And finally, actually, I have to say that we have some, we worked in for the against these dog meat traders. We are the backbone for many organizations doing some research about how this dog meat trade is happening and what is happening and all those things. And we are still hoping that something big will happen. Although we have rescued few dogs from the dog meat trade and rehabilitated that. And we tried for this bullfight things, buffalo fight rather, I should say. But unfortunately, the current status. But happy that bull fight is no more happening for last few years. So we provided some background support to this, not coming to the front, because a lot of people may think that being an Assamese, you are doing this and that. But anyway, those are the things we do. Finally, we are coming with our dream project. I told you a few moments back about that blue color duck file. I don't know what I will do, but In 2008-9, one lady from UK, she was donating me £5 per month. That time it was 60 rupees, so it comes around 300 rupees per month. Unfortunately, she died of cancer in around 2008 last or 2009 first. And in her will, she wrote some money for JBF. It was a big amount for JBF, around 2 to 20 lakhs in 2010. So 20 lakhs from one lady who has never seen me, neither I have spoken to her. Even I could not get a photograph of her because she was not that ready for giving who I am or something like that, or credit, to take the credit. So after getting that money, we started investing in the birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccines. Then we thought, it came to our mind that at least that, okay, if we go on continuing doing the spending this money, then it's a very small amount. It's going to happen within few months. It will be over. But that was a wise decision was taken. I should say it's a wise decision because we procured one place land in Sonapur. It's just outskirts Guwahati. Then from 2010, we were stationed at one government building for this birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccination. But in November 2020, they gave us a notice to vacate the place. This was a rented place, but they asked us to vacate because they have started doing some biosecurity zone and all. That time, actually, that piece of land was like a blessings for us, because for last 10 years we have done only few constructions. It's very small. Few organizations has helped, AWBI has helped, but it's a small construction was happening, but nothing was moving. So that place is now known as JBF Integrated Care and Resource Center for Animal Welfare. So I have a dream of making it as an institute rather than only giving treatment or something like that one. I want to go ahead with a lot of plans like educating people, creating some workforce for different places in Northeast and all. And it's a big dream. And probably after 2003, it's around 20 years, it's going to be materialized. I don't know how much time it will take. 10 years, 20 years, 2 years, 5 years. But yeah, and that dream has started giving fruits, actually. It's now a bit reality has started. So it's all about JBF in nutshell. There are a lot of, I can go on talking to you for whole day, all night, I should say. It's a lot of things. Yeah, but yeah, thank you, Ankita, for listening patiently. I don't know, all people has shut down and went for some tea or I don't know. Anyway.
Not at all, sir. It was very pleasing to hear you, and the initiatives that you were talking about is nothing to get dozed off or get bored at all. Well, sir, do you think, or is JBF willing to support other NGOs, kind of, who have just started their journey on animal welfare as such? And would you like to lay an example, or would you like to lend them a helping hand as such? Are there any plans or any sort of idea that you are upholding?
Ankita, JBF is not competitor to anybody. That's the first tagline. We are not competitor. We are not. We always believe in we rather than me. This is not my organization. This is an organization form. Without the team, I'm nowhere. And yeah, I have to drive the things. That is a different issue. So JBF is always ready. We tried a lot. I told you about the mission rabies things. That was a collaboration project with government, this and that, and a lot of people. But we have some bad habits, like staying with the dogs and cats. We acquire a lot of behavior from them also. Sometimes dog fight and cat fight and all. So we don't believe each other. That is the major negativity in animal welfare field. And that's why we are not united. That's why nothing big is happening with the animal welfare, not only in Guwahati or Assam or in at least in Indian context, it's like nothing much is happening because of that only. Because we pull legs, grab. If somebody wants to go up, then pulling down them. So this is the ground reality. So a lot of people may not like it, but this is the reality. And on JBF's part, yeah, we did lot volunteer. We started with volunteering, but they started spreading the negativity more than it. Yeah, we are not 100% perfect, and I believe that if I'm not 100% perfect, nobody can be 100% perfect. So there are some problems with that, but we try to rectify to the extent possible. So when they started negativity, when the management took a decision that okay, do it whatever possible. If somebody comes, don't say no. But if you feel like this is going to create problem, just be calm and quiet and do your duties and all. So that was the policy for my team. That is one part, but in other side, I have to say that I told you a few moments back, Jirao is like an institute. It's a integrated care and resource center for animal welfare. So it's not for JBF at all or for JBF team. It's for everyone. We have a plan of going for some skill development trainings, which we actually earlier used to give with the animal handling. Because this animal handling training, my team has few people who has been treated by a very renowned person, Dr. Jiffy, or I forgot, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. He actually caught 600 wolf without a single bite. Forget about the dogs and also. So he was so experienced, and fortunately, few of my members were trained by this person. So now the training process is just they are passing it to the people. And in Jorhat also we gave a lot of training to the persons who started means who want to take this animal handling training and all. Now also we have planned, we can go for the trainings and all, whatever support we can give it, except finance I can, because I have to commit, means we are financially very, very poor. So if somebody asks me that, okay, can you do this one? Then I can't do, because there is a resource constraint is there. Plus space constraint. Earlier, where we used to be operating these canals, there are 27 canals only. Max to max, we could have kept 50 or 70 dogs at one point of time. So if we block one dog or one canal for rescues, then that canal is blocked for long time. So it is practically not possible, because I have to do at least a decent number of surgeries to cover up my salaries for the staff and other things for the medicines and all, because the span, whatever number I do, if it is less, the cost is nearly same, because I have to pay the, and human resource is the most costliest part in the world these days. So not everything, but we are quite open to the collaboration, and whatever way possible, we are ready to help. I told you before you asked me this question, I don't want somebody to repeat the mistakes that I have made. So that is my commitment. I don't want somebody to do the same mistake, do the same thing, and then again after a few years to come with that place. Oh, you would have told me. So I'm ready with that one.
Right. So because you have been talking so elaborately about your initiatives about Just Be Friendly, are there any future prospects of extending Just Be Friendly to other northeastern parts or other states of Assam or other northeastern states as such?
Ankita, that depends upon the support we get from the places. Like, for example, a few years back, we did 101 surgeries in 2 days in Bomdila. Can you imagine in a place called like Bomdila, and 101 surgeries by my team in 2 days. So that was because of the complete participation of one lady who was very kind, and somebody helped me specifically for that project. So we did that one. We did some projects in Duliajan now because of this. Duliajan also we operated more than 300. Recently we did some surgeries in Nazira and Shivsagar with ONGC. So we have, even my team has started today. They are going to Tejpur University, because last year also we did in Tejpur University, and 6th and 7th tomorrow and on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. they are again will be there for treating for the surgeries and all. So it's like that depends upon the resources or the goodwill or the collaboration. It's if Tesco University people don't, they have a very good club. Actually, Tesco University is an exceptional university in Assam. They have so much of love for the animals, you will not believe. Until and unless I have not visited the place, even I have not thought. But only one example I can give. I don't have another example to give in case of institute. So they have come up with the things. So my team will be there and we'll do this one. So expansion is not a problem, but the thing is that has to be supported by financially as well as local support. I have the story, positive story. The negative story is the Jorhat one. Such a brilliant project we have to left because of the non-cooperation from the local government officials. So that's that story. So in future, whenever I get the opportunity, we can go to any part of the Northeast. That's why we say that JBF presence is in 7 states of Northeast, except Sikkim, because in Sikkim, you people know that SARA project is one of the best project in the world even. So Dr. Thinley is leading this one, and he's a very good friend of me. So I said that I'm not going to your place. You do whatever. So that's that side. So yeah, we are ready.
Right. So just because you talked about educational institutions showing compassion and empathy towards animals, particularly in Teshwa University, well, you talked about a program called Ador,
Yeah.
that is talking about and raising awareness among youths, or rather children at a tender age. So how do you initiate that program in school? How do you carry forward the training program at school? Can you please elaborate on that?
Ankita, there are when in Delhi we started communicating with the people from whom we know in the schools. So that was the starting, and then we only very few schools we targeted there. Even Dr. Smriti was that time giving, because she was in National Institute of Animal Welfare as a faculty, and I was a guest faculty there. So that is the only one institute in Southeast Asia. So on that contest, we used to do that one. But in Assam, when we started this other, that was like a club. First approach was with the international school. Cambridge International is there. There is a school called Cambridge International. So the principal was very kind, and he told that, okay, can you come and do something for the school children and all. So we started a club, a kindness club or the concept club, Ador club we started. Then in between we started giving some lectures. Then they were for field visit. They came to JBF center. We took them to the zoos. What are the positive and negative sides? We started showing them. They participated in a lot of celebrations, because we celebrate each and every occasion. So that there is some awareness creation is there. So that was the starting, and then in between there was a rabies-free campaign from another organization who supported us. So for that, even I have taken the permission from the government machinery to enter to the schools and doing some projects in there. So that also run for a few months, and even in the medical colleges, GMCH and MMCH also we did that project. So that was the other. It's a very easy, if it means if somebody supports from the school, it's very easy to go for the clubs and all.
Right. So do you also offer internship programs as well?
Yeah, Ankita, ours one is mostly a technical type of things, like we do birth control surgeries and anti-rabies vaccination, which is a fixed schedule things, and even the cleaner needs the skill. Forget about the catching and doing the surgeries and all. Even the cleaner needs the skill. So volunteering or internship in JBF is although available, it's not directly in the shelter or in our ABC center. But yeah, there are a lot of people who comes for the field visit, doing some awareness campaign. Nerim is one institute who send us a lot of students for their field trips and all. They create a lot of things. In one zoonosis, they did some street plays. So there are opportunities are there. Even we get a lot of veterinary interns from outside India, from Belgium, from UK. Many actually comes to JBF because we give companion animal things as well as rural veterinary practice. So veterinarians are more welcome because if they take this internship or they take the training, then they can implement that in their own places. Like in Dibrugarh or in some other places, there are a lot of queries comes. But unfortunately, we can't refer somebody because there is no one who has been trained or taken a refresher course. I should say taken a refresher course. So interns is available. Communication part always. Gangutri is already yeah, she's listening. She looks after the communication part in JBF. So she knows. I mean, she actually looks after this internship part. We give a lot of opportunities for the fundraising, communication, and some other things and all. So for learning, actually, if you want to learn the field techniques, then it has to be a proper training rather than an internship.
So on this note, can we know about the strength of JBF as of how many human resources are included in JBF, or how many teams it has been divided into depending on the areas of specific work field?
Yeah, it's a very quite I should say the team in the ground is a different and my office team is a different. In the ground, actually in field team, there are 5 people who does the catching as well as driving, coordination, all these things. And then some other support staffs are there in terms of accounts and all. So in office, we have the communication specialist. Gangutri is already listening. We have a post of documentation specialist also, who does the documentation. Rupjyoti is now a bit busy for last few months, but he does the creatives and all. Then recently, one very good person called Minarul has joined us as a fundraising officer. And veterinarian side, I am nearly full-time. Dr. Smriti is there. Then we have a part-timer, 2 vets, and 1 full-time vet was, she had just resigned and she was a full-time vet, but we are going to appoint another full-time vet. And being passed out from this college in Khanapara, at least nearly all vet I know. So whenever there is a need, we call that one. So the team wise, it's a quite big team, around 20 people who are engaged in here. Although I am leading the team, but I earn from somewhere. Being an entrepreneur, I have to think about my kids also, because it's so we have a private clinic also called Hias Clinic in Ghoramara Chariali. So technical side, Dr. Smriti she looks after that one. I have some business to survive. So in human resource, probably with me, more than 20% is at any point of time is engaged.
All right. So we have a question from a viewer, probably who is asking that there have been a certain accident case as such, maybe a few months ago, and the viewer wants to know that maybe that person has communicated to Just Be Friendly, and maybe because of shortage of human resource, or maybe due to certain limitations, JBF was would not have, they were not successful in providing the ambulance service. So can you please clarify on that? I mean, what was the scene all about?
Ankita, I can see this is even June 17 post, but before that also we used to put in our official Facebook page as well as in our website. if I read it for you, it says that for rescue cases, currently we are not taking any rescue cases at Guwahati. For rescue cases, you can reach SPCA, IPU, inpatient unit at Teaching Veterinary Clinic, College of Veterinary Science, Kannauр, and contact other animal welfare organizations and individuals. In for last means few moments back also I told you, it's not practically possible for JBF to do everything. And we stopped rescue cases because of that. Now we are not even doing the accidental rescue because it's not practically possible to cover up birth control surgeries as well as rescue. We have one van or which is in the field. We have another vehicle which actually supports the other team and all. So practically not possible. Now I'm sorry for that incidents. I should have, but that happens very regularly. Even my helpline number gets not less than 10 calls every day for rescue, and we have to deny that because we don't have that much of resources. And that's why we have written also, it's not, I'm sorry, but probably he or she has missed that part in the Facebook or even in the website. It is clearly written, we are not taking any rescue cases. But sometimes we have to support somebody. Even in during this lockdown, we provided the ambulance service whoever takes. So this is the ground reality.
Right. Actually, so when you start an initiative and when you have human resources, limited human resources, also limited monetary resources, you are under a lot of restrictions and constraints.
Yeah.
Having said that, you also want to do certain things, but then those things are not feasible always. But then it was you have been doing a really wonderful job engaging in people from different parts of states, and I absolutely appreciate that idea of ABC ARV that you took upon, that you did a surgery of almost more than 100 surgeries at Bomdila.
Yeah, that was an example actually. 101 surgeries in 2 days. We at JBF till now we have done not less than 30,000 surgeries since 2007. So it's a big year. So if you divide it, very small number, but it sounds very big. But if we divide the years, it's very small. Actually, I was in Delhi and I was inspecting from on behalf of Animal Welfare Board of India. In one organization, even they used to do 3,000 surgeries per month. So it's a huge one. So compared to that, JBF is still long behind, but we are doing our part. It is not possible to do everything from our side.
Very rightly said, sir. Just a few moments ago, you were saying that JBF does not compete with anyone, and probably that is the best spirit that an organization must imbibe in themselves, because every organization does its best to reach out to people, to reach out to animals, build that harmonious coexistence between animals and human beings. And it was really nice talking to you, sir, about enlightening us about the various initiatives that you've talked about. First one was rabies control, second one was disaster relief, third one was rescue, then another one was other, that is an awareness drive you carry out at educational institutions, fourth one was how do you stop dog meat, and then so on and so forth. Probably there are more things to come ahead, sir. The way you have been working, the way you have been collaborating with people, the way you have been trying to engage so many sorts of initiatives, innovative ideas, so as to so that the animals can live a healthy life, probably, if not a good life, but then a healthy life. If they are healthy, then they will live a good life in itself. Well, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. Now, I would like to request the viewers out here, if they have any question, any queries, anything they want to know, the floor is now open for question and answers.
Yeah, thank you, Ankita. And actually, I was a bit worried. I told Gangutri that Ankita is going to ask me something, or I have to go on a monotonous basis. But it was good. You have just made me quite comfortable. So that's a fantastic part from your side. And thank you for doing that one. And I invite everyone to the recently shifted place in JBF, which is called Jirao. In Assam is actually Jirao is like taking rest, and it is in a peaceful hillside in a pure remote village, and you are most welcome. For Jironi also, for some peace of mind also, you can come to Jirao. Just we have started the things. It's in near to Sunapur. We can share the location whenever you ask in our Facebook page. As Konguti will share the things and all. So I welcome you all so that we can rectify what we are doing the mistakes, and we can learn something, and definitely you can see what exactly our vision is. Thank you, Ankita. If anybody, and thank you actually Anna Zori for doing this this platform, and Milin, I know him for long, I suppose. So thank you for taking this initiative. And recently we did some. My team has done some surgeries to the street animals near to her place. And thank you for taking that initiative, because that type of association is more required rather than means. Shouting or doing some talking and all gossiping. What Milin has done, please come and take that. Yeah, there may be some wrong things happens and all, but yeah, take the risks, take the way, lead, like Milin has taken with the Anazari, as well as sterilizing the dogs near to her his place.
Yes.
Anything more? I don't think somebody is going to ask anything. I have talked.
I just want to add to what you said, sir. It's being very courageous on your part to actually acknowledge your mistakes throughout your journey since 2003, because it takes a lot of guts on a part of a human being to acknowledge one's mistake on a virtual platform like this. I heartily appreciate that effort from your side, sir. And we all learn from mistakes. If we never do mistakes, we will never learn what is right. If we never commit a wrong, we will never understand what is right. And in noble and great endeavor like this, it is inevitable that mistakes are to be committed, unknowingly though.
No, that's absolutely true. And if you, where I'm sitting, this is my office, and while going out from this, just above the door, it is written actually. I have some quotes. I can't show you now, but some quotes in my wall. So that quotes even says that a person who has never done a mistakes never tried anything. Somebody, Albert Einstein, has told that one. So I'm a human being. I'm a human being. So definitely, but
to err is human. To err is human. I mean, this is something ingrained in our blood. Well, on this note, are there any viewers who wants to ask a question to sir? The floor is now open for question answers. Well, sir, I do not think there are any questions. But then, yes, on today's talk show, Rajashri was the technical support for us. His mic was not working properly, so he had been unable to join. Well, it was a very enlightening talk show, sir. Thank you for actually kind of throwing light on what things you have been doing and actually asking us more to look forward more into things that have been neglected till now. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us.
Yeah, thank you, Ankita, and thank you, Anazari team. Yeah, thank you.